But no matter why we come here, when we arrive we see a derelict aircraft carrier rusting in the Potomac. This is Rivet City. When we came here to complete the quest Wasteland Survival Guide, we learned a lot about the history of this city. In that video, we learned that the aircraft carrier that became Rivet City was docked inside the Washington Naval Yard when the bombs dropped during the Great War. But after the Great War, the levels of the Potomac and the Anacostia rivers dropped. The aircraft carrier floated away from the yard until it washed up where we find it here. It was then inhabited by Mirelurks and raiders for many years until the remaining scientists who used to work at the pre-war Naval Research Institute cleared the aircraft carrier and moved in to use it as a research lab. Led by the scientist Horace Pinkerton, they used the aircraft carrier's working hydroponics bay to conduct their experiments. It was Pinkerton himself, along with Annette Holmes and Brad Danvers, who formed Rivet City's first council and acted as the city's governing body. Since the city's founding, its relative safety attracted many visitors who became permanent residents. The offspring of both Holmes and Danvers still live here, even though Annette and Brad have long since passed. The success and safety of the city, as well as its working hydroponics bay, attracted a scientist named Madison Lee, who was working on a project to purify the Capital Wasteland's water. The other scientists working here at Rivet City fell in love with Madison Lee's project and completely abandoned Pinkerton and the research that he was doing at the time. Madison Lee worked her way onto the city council, and an angry Horace Pinkerton stormed off the ship, and for many residents, into history.
Did y'all notice the monuments in the background? This is Washington, D.C., Rivet City. Rivet City is the aircraft carrier that's going to be in the middle of the sea. You know what I'm saying? They carved out a little room for a basketball team. So here we got the Rough Riders. John Wall is used to entertaining Washington, D.C. He got drafted by the Wizards. He had his own John Wall dance when he was a rookie. People loved him. And he's 6'2". He's the fastest guy on the court. People thought Dwayne Wade was fast. They called him Flash. And then all of a sudden, John Wall was drafted, and we realized somebody can be even faster. At first, when he was a rookie, he couldn't even control his speed. He was going so fast, but as he got older, he realized, okay, I can like really slow down the tempo, and then when I up it, nobody's gonna be able to catch me. I can jump over anybody I want. I can dribble past anybody I want, only at the right time. So as he got older, it was more about his mental than his physical. But he can pretty much do everything. He can pass his ass off also. Victor Oladipo, straight out of Maryland. You know what I'm saying? Got a DMV team, so you gotta have somebody.
I haven't even scratched the surface of how good I really can be. Just gotta stay focused in order to be great. Mommy, where you want us to put these? My twin sister graduated from college, University of Maryland. And my middle sister, Kendra, she graduated as well. So it's my mama's last kids graduating.
Could you just name some guys that were on your team?
My junior year was bananas. This was me, Jaron Grant, Notre Dame, Mikael Hopkins, Georgetown, Jeremy Grant, Syracuse, James Robinson, Pittsburgh, Josh Selby, Kansas, Najee Hibbert, Texas A&M. Practices were definitely competitive. I mean, we had 12 D1 players, so we used to go at it. You know, it used to get scrappy, but at the end of the day, when we all put on that jersey, it was us versus the world.
Then you got Kevin Durant, straight out of Maryland, a little bit of DC. Here he is playing in DC right here at Berry Farms. Now, Kevin Durant is one of the few street ballers left. Same way Kobe Bryant was one of the few old school players. LeBron James was the new school beginning. Kevin Durant is part of that old school where, you know what I'm saying? This is 08, right when he got drafted. Probably before he got drafted in the summer. You know what I'm saying? He had to prove himself as a street baller. He's the last. Derek Coleman, 6'10". He's a team fit. You know what I'm saying? He's out of Alabama. He can jump shoot. He can do mid-range. He can do a little bit of a three. Has some post moves, but he's more of a face-up finesse, but at the same time can put it over your head if you allow him. Very athletic. Like I said, more of a face-up than a back-down post, but versatile. I would say even better Antoine Jameson. Alonzo Mourning, straight out of Virginia. Went to the same high school.
Just so much
Allen
the
Iverson.
importance of exposure in my life just through Boo Williams.
Playing against Alonzo Mourning in the NBA, playing against Allen Iverson. All of us, we come from the same humble beginnings. To be on the highest stage that there is, we all have one thing that's in common, and that's playing for Boo Williams, representing that BWSL on your shirt. That's special, and I know that has to mean a lot, not only to Boo, but into this entire area.
Sleepy Floyd is not from VA. He's from North Carolina, but he went to Georgetown. So he played in D.C. Raul Krause in D.C. He's a 6'5" combo guard, point guard, shooting guard type. Can dunk, go to the rim. He can shoot the ball, 3-point, mid-range, whatever you want. And he can pass the ball a little bit too. Not exactly the fastest on the court, but knows how to run a break, a fast break. And just very creative, crafty guard that just does stuff in the air, does stuff on the passing tip. A little bit creative on defense with steals. Roy Hibbert, straight out of Georgetown, 7'2". At this time, he was the opposite of Hasheem Thabit. You know, he was out of Georgetown. Hasheem was out of UConn, and you know they thought Hasheem was going to be what Roy Hibbert was on the Pacers during the playoffs. But rebounds, blocks, defends, post moves. That's all he had. Rudy Gay, straight out of Baltimore, Maryland. Yes, you got that right.
Catholic
Baltimore,
League
Maryland.
championship game. Now, Towson Catholic coach Mike Daniel was coaching in his 6th title game. He's won 4 of them. Spalding with the lead. Late 4th quarter, sophomore Carmelo Anthony. Nice baseline juke right past Corey Hudson.
That's another guy out of Baltimore, Maryland, Carmelo Anthony. But yeah, he played against some of the best because he was in high school in 03, 02, 01. Got drafted in 04 out of UConn. But Rudy Gay, 6'9", goes to the rack crazy. Eric Gordon, 6'3", does everything out of Indiana. Marvin Bagley, 6'10", still a prospect. Moses Moody shoots the 3 mid-range very well. 6'5" forward, shooting guard. Tiago Splitter got blocked by LeBron, but he's all right. 6'10". Georges Niang can shoot the 3. 6'8", and Dennis Smith Jr. Shout out to J. Cole. Shout out Dennis Smith, but he's 6'2". He could do okay. Chris Finch is the head coach. I don't know too much about him. Mid-range scoring, 3-point scoring, layups, and defensive IQ are the strengths. Perimeter defense and ball handling are the weaknesses. But I feel like a lot of passing and mid-range and 3-point scoring is going to overcome that. Here's the home uniform for Rivet City. This is the black aways. You can see still got the KDs on in the blue joints, back with the black gooey Nike sign. And the ship. Welcome to the ship. They cleared out a basketball court just for the NBA.